Good evening and welcome to our Fall 2021 Rockland BOCES Adult Education Virtual Commencement. Before we get started, I want to acknowledge our Rockland BOCES Board of Education, Executive Cabinet members, and Adult Education Administration. We thank them for all their support. Our board members, President Peggy Zugaby, Vice President Rosemary Petrozella, our Clarkstown Central School District, Tamara Bierker, East Ramapo Central School District, Sabrina Charles Pierre, our member-at-large, Deborah Gotti, Nanuet Union Free School District, Catherine Borrera, Nyack Public Schools, Michael Mark, Pearl River School District, Jackie Dubiel Craig, Suffern Central School District, Sandy Jeanette. Our Executive Cabinet members, District Superintendent, Dr. Sarah Chauncey, our Chief Operating Officer, Dr. Amy Albers, our Executive Director of Human Resources, Dr. Yasmin Helou Kare, our Executive Director of Special Education, Julie Larson, Executive Director of Business and Operations, Ron Hansen, and myself, the Executive Director of Adult Education, Chris D'Ambrisi. Our Adult Education Administration, Program Administrator, Katherine Mistry, our Literacy Coordinator, Jackie Lunchik, our Director of the Rockland County Career Center, Dr. Stephanie Campasso. I first want to congratulate you on your amazing accomplishment, but I also want to apologize for not being able to recognize this in person. Last November, we also held a virtual ceremony. Our hope was to provide a live in-person ceremony this year. Although the COVID-19 numbers are better now compared to last year, we are still not yet comfortable hosting a live indoor event. Let's not forget that the health and safety of our graduates and their families are of the highest priority. Traditionally, and under normal circumstances, we hold a live in-person commencement ceremony every year in November. We invite your family and friends in celebration of your amazing accomplishments. But these are certainly not normal circumstances, so we feel that hosting a virtual ceremony is our safest option. We also recognize that a virtual ceremony does not have the same genuine impact that a live in-person one does. There is no substitute for having your loved ones watch you walk across this stage with honor and pride. But also, and more importantly, please know that you do not need a stage to display that same honor and pride. It is self-evident in the sacrifice and dedication it took to earn your certificate and diploma. So, please be happy and proud to hear your name called tonight. You earned it. Traditionally, we also have student or graduate speakers to serve as inspiration and motivation for our graduates. This is definitely one of the highlights of the ceremony. Even though we are virtual, we didn't want to deny the audience the power of listening to the experiences of others who have walked in your path. Our first speaker is a recent TASC graduate, Crystal Jordan.
Hello, my name is Crystal Jordan. I'm 30 years old and I live in Nanuet. When I first came to Nanuet, I had moved from the Bronx and I just had a beautiful daughter. I was a full-time mother, which is great, but I wanted more for me and my daughter. I knew right away that I had to go back to school. I knew in order for me to get a good job and provide for me and my baby, I had to get my diploma. I found out about Rockland BOCES from a flyer that came in my mailbox listing all the programs that they provide. I gave them a call and went to my orientation. When I started class, I met the coolest teacher ever, which is Mr. Jordan. I was nervous because I haven't been in school for a while. I thought I would struggle. I did. My anxiety was high and I was thinking to myself, what did I get myself into? But I was not going to give up. That wasn't an option. It was difficult trying to manage my time with school and my babysitter and making sure my daughter was good while I was at school. I knew that if I stayed focused and stuck to my goal, that I could soon put all this behind me and set new goals for myself. One thing I remember Mr. Jordan asked the class was, what is something you love to do or a hobby that you really enjoy? I told him I always loved beauty, makeup, and eyelashes, which I have on now. And now, because of the best teacher in the world, I will be attending Capri Cosmetology School to become an esthetician. I want to thank my family and my daughter. They kept me going even when I felt like I couldn't do it. I really want to thank my teacher, Mr. Jordan. He has a way of helping me learn by using real-life situations in order to understand. I would have never known that I was learning integers when your bank account goes from a positive to a negative. I also want to thank you, Mr. Jordan, for pushing me to take the test. You saw that I was ready when I didn't feel like I was ready. And if you haven't pushed me, I would still be in your class. So thank you. I also want to say for anyone that will be joining Rockland BOCES, don't give up. Don't sell yourself short, stay focused, and get your diploma. It's the best feeling, and it opens up more and better opportunities, especially when you're filling out an application or want to do something you really love. Being an esthetician. It's been a pleasure speaking to you all today. Thank you and good luck.
Our second speaker is recent career training graduate Ronald Klubert.
When I was asked to share my experience with Rockland BOCES, despite how shy I am, I was content with wanting to share my experience because when Rockland BOCES comes to mind, it just brings me pleasure thinking about my overall journey. Despite all the difficulties my classmates and I overcame, whether it was from our personal lives that kind of crept up while trying to navigate through the pandemic, or successfully trying to complete this fairly difficult medical assistant course, we had an amazing time. We laughed, nearly cried, and supported each other with words of encouragement that I'd like to believe got us through all the tough times. In my opinion, whether you're younger and don't really know what you want to do career-wise, or older and want a career change, I do believe there may be a place for you here. At first, I was afraid to take the first step. Truthfully, I was so afraid of failure that I wasn't giving myself the opportunity to succeed. I kept telling myself it wasn't the right time. I always seemed to have a good reason or excuse for not taking the first step. After it was 10 years since I had been in school. However, one thing I'm grateful about is that my sister actually had taken a medical assistant course and LPN course with Rockland BOCES, and it was her experience that finally motivated me to take my first step. I just took that risk and went for it. And luckily for me, my experience was positive, even though there were difficulties. For example, in addition to setting up study time, I worked full-time overnight hours while in the program. It is not impossible. You just have to make time for what is important to you. I initially came to Rockland BOCES with the idea that I strongly wanted to consider becoming a registered nurse. And I thought that taking the medical assistant class would be right for me. Although, I do think I would make a good nurse. I feel like it may not be the right career for me, at least right now. Instead, I have decided to pursue a human resources career path with the company I currently work for and love. However, I leave Rockland BOCES with a solid education that I received from more than qualified teachers who worked in the medical field for several years, and for some who currently work in the field today. I am also leaving BOCES with more knowledge of the possible job opportunities in the medical field and with the tools and resources to have successfully become certified in basic life support by the American Heart Association. And finally, by the grace of God, I can now thankfully say that I am officially a certified medical assistant by the National Healthcare Association. Thank you.
Thank you both for your inspirational words and delivering them at a most crucial time. I would now like to introduce our literacy coordinator, Jackie Lunchik.
Thank you, Chris. Hi, everyone. My name is Jackie Lunchik, and I serve as the Literacy Coordinator in the Adult Education Division here at Rockland BOCES. I'm here to offer my sincere congratulations to the 38 TASC graduates from Rockland County this year, and to the 51 students who successfully completed our Bridge to Careers program in the past year. I wish we could all be here together in person. Students who earned their high school equivalency diploma by taking and passing the TASC exam deserve a special recognition. Many of you joined Rockland BOCES' TASC preparation program, where you worked with a teacher to hone your skills in math, reading, writing, social studies, and science. Some of you finish what you started as a teenager when you were in school, and others needed to first overcome the obstacle of English, not being your first language. All of you have a story to tell, and if we had time, I wish we could hear from all of you. I'd like to read the names of the TASC graduates. Robbins Altador, Monica Alulema Caguana, Shmuel Andler, Francisco Angamarca, Josefina Arisa, Geronimo Arroyo Hernandez, Christina Berisha, Jorge Bultron, Brian Cuadros, Xavier de la Cruz, Angel Dominguez Barayes, Israel Eisenbach, Ronald Eraso Chacon, Leonel Garcia, Carlos Gomez, Amanda Gonzalez Osario, Sandra Guevara Aranda, Michael Hernandez Jr., Chaim Hoffman, Mia Huerta, Crystal Jordan, Daniel Lamb, Hootland Lade, John Lefkowitz, Naira Lima, Michael Matera, Jerf Michelle, Perel Morgenstern, Tony Ann Mullen, Alexia Osorio, Owand Otakwa, Mehul Batel, Anna Ramos Ramirez, Alex Reed, Rabceres Rogerio, Errol's Saint Elaine, Carl Philippe Telusma, Larix Vega. I'm also here to honor the students who went through our Bridged Careers program. This program started a few years ago to help transition those students who needed higher reading and math scores to move on to whatever future goals they had. Students typically stay in the class for 3 or 4 months and take a customer service and sales credentialing test at the end. Students in this class need to demonstrate qualities that will help them in obtaining and retaining employment. Many of you stick with BOCES after you finish and go on to study for your high school equivalency diploma or to a job training certificate. It's my hope that many of you will be back next year with a new certificate that we can honor you for. I'd like to read the names now of the Bridged Career graduates. Rowan Abunab, Jasmine Amaris, Shirley Antoine, Maria Argueta, Sandy Odate, Vanessa Berrios, Saragin Charles, Marie Crispin, Philomene Demostin, Delmi Duarte, Ivania Etienne, Guerline Genius, Blanca Gualpa, Zain Hashmi, Junie Gwedeline Jean, Jovens Jean-Baptiste, Elizabeth Jean-Pierre, Alexander Kanakath Inasu, Robbins Lalaine, Nancy Lee Pais, Raul Lamus, Dinora Linares, Jocelyn Lopez, Maud Luis, Jean-Claude Luma, Vanessa Martin, Ilya Martinez, Marvin Martinez, Neida Martinez, Serene Meus, Areli Moncada, Fatima Mubarak, Martina Nicolaj, Sonal Behan Patel, Rose Vanessa Porcenat, Cindy Ramos, Jennifer Reed, Manuel Reyes, Yomeri Reynoso, Nehuma Rolnitsky, Aquilina Sandoval, Leslie Sandoval Lopez, Amaryllis Santana, Junior Ismael Sarmiento. Jenna Sevier. Mark Arthur Sinville. Anna Takori. Angel Tama. Diana Tanushaj. Jose Valdez. Tamira Williams. Congratulations to all of you. The world has changed a lot in the last 2 years. The pandemic has taken a toll on all of us, and we've had to make major adjustments in our lives in order to get by. As difficult as this has been, it's important for all of us to reflect on our resiliency and our ability to adapt. The twists and turns of life are always going to be present, and yet still we somehow manage to move forward. The fact that you've achieved these successes during a time of hardship should compel all of you to keep pushing forward and striving for that next opportunity. You have proven yourself to be flexible, strong, and unstoppable. Thank you for trusting Rockland BOCES to help you in your academic and job-searching journey. Congratulations to all of you.
Thank you, Jackie, and congratulations to the TASC graduates. I would now like to introduce our program administrator, Katherine Mistry.
Thank you, Chris. I'm Katherine Mistry, and I serve as the program administrator in the career training program at Rockland BOCES. I would like to add my congratulations to all of our TASC and career training graduates. What a year you have endured. COVID was still raging, but you bravely came back to school. That was a bold decision. And then you persisted through economic and political turmoil, through exposures and quarantines and illness, and then through all of the normal challenges of being an adult learner with adult responsibilities. You successfully navigated what may possibly be one of the most difficult times of your life. We watched you struggle. We watched you support each other and cry with each other. We watched you find the help that you needed. We watched you change directions and come up with creative solutions to unexpected situations, and we watched you succeed. It was an honor to be able to witness and take part in your journey. Don't lose that bravery and creativity and resilience and persistence. It will take you far. We will now read the names of our career training graduates. Administrative Medical Office Specialist students: Denishka Ducasse, Milagro Jean-Francois, Nicole Medeiros, Margarita Misalagi, Shanice Ramsey. Basic Electrical Construction students: Angel Amador, Marcus Brownlee, Edwin Cabezas, Eli Carpio, Guillermo Colon, Luis Corneal, Jose Gutierrez, Michael Peterson, Benjamin Schutz, Malachi Charlemagne, Teresa Cordero, Julian Felix, Amani Fontanez, Bruce Jimenez, Jonathan Kleinberg, Ethan Lagarde, William Pinto, Eric Quinones. Building trades: Timothy Barron, Gabriel Francis, Terry Holmes, Daniel Howell Jr., Christina Lido, Gabriel Perez. Cybertechnology: Celso Arevalo, Clinton Aylward, Talia Costin, Jenny Figaro, Nicole Hall, Alexander Panisa, Andrew Pitts, Nicole Vedmond. General Welding: Jake Camilleri, Leah Cohen, Robensky Durandis, Liam Flanagan, Victoria Locover, James Murray, Aju Phillip, William Woodstock. Medical assisting: Mariani Baldera, Denise Brophy, Ronald Klubert, Johanna Duarte, Kayla Estrella, Linda Garcia Reyes, Aisha Hahn, Kimberly Lemus Gonzalez, Ashley Narcisse, Chanel Palma, Brindy Pierre, Diana Rose, Alana Santiago, Pierre Souffrant, Dariana Urena. Medical assistant skills, Marina Scafidi.
Medical coding, Latia Hagans, Taisha Lamar, Cecilia Lucas, Tracy McCarthy, Yvette Mojica, Leandra Reynolds, Claudia Zambrano. Nurse assisting, Julian Conklin, Anne-Marie Davis, Yaritza Diaz, Dawn Leone, Jinho Lim, Annabelka Madera, Roberta Porter, Sylvia Vata. Phlebotomy technician with EKG, Amber Cohn, Razel Levine, Valerie Mogin, Angie Munez, Janine Young, Anna Aguilar, Amy Augustin Sandoval, Mohari Agravili, Laura Barbella, Maria Coronado, Ronnie Preep, Ashley Torres, Jeffrey Bouchard, Kevin Finch, Denzel Fuller, Ashley Liz, Nicole Maldonado, Jada Thompson, Cassandra Tomkovich, Diana Guire, Allison Arias, Emily De Los Santos, Hutalande Lede, Leibniz Ledesma, Letitia Meneses, Serene Moose, Liliana Rodriguez, Matthew Simpson, Claire Thompson. Teacher assisting, Marie Crispin, Amanda Hayland, Haley Moskowitz, Tarlisha Owens, Katina Rinaldi, Kenneth Thomas, Kiera Toussaint, Cynthia Vargas, Stephen Wunsch. Veterinary assistant, Desiree Cancellarini, Julian Lopez, Jasmine Estabrook, and Mindy Sperling. Thank you, Katherine, and congratulations to our TASC and career training graduates. You should be extremely proud of your accomplishment. I would now like to thank a few people who have made every effort to contribute to the success of our graduates. New York State Assemblyman Ken Zabrowski. Our clerical, Jill Magnata, Patricia Lane, and Pam Roach. Our coordinators, Rebecca Mogier and Manny Juarez. Our counselors, Kelly Paul, Joanne Fratello, Olivia Heller, Nicole Turner, Jessely Gonzalez, Tara Munson, Alexis Fields, Laura Lima Cisneros, Evelyn Almanzar, Lauren McGuire, Dominique Maribel, Jamel Wright, Anthony Trombata, and finally Eileen Ryan. During the past 17 years, Eileen has worked individually with hundreds of our students, learning each person's unique circumstances, skills, and needs, and matching that person to an employer in Rockland County with the perfect job. After nearly 2 decades of service to our community, Eileen is moving on to retirement. Eileen, we will miss your dedication to our students, your expertise in your field, and your smile in our building. On behalf of everyone at Rockland BOCES, we wish you much health and happiness in your next chapter of life. Our instructional aides, Quentin Porter, April Jones, Deborah Steinberg, Joan Ash, Reggie Marcelin, Andrea Stewart, Yoldi Begord, Eileen Quinones, and Bernadette Deriska. Facilities and custodians, Timmy Adams, Danny Collins, Paul Meehan, Mark Barbara, Joe Cavanaugh, Erica Mills, Isaiah DeLeon, Mike McDonald, and Deb Evans. Our TASC and Bridge to Careers instructors, Will Jordan, Susan Francomano, Ken Halleck, Bernard Coddington, Morella Miranda, Cindy Goldberg, Kathy Culla, and Rena Lehman. Our career training instructors, Gary Amon, Priscilla Clymer, Kevin Connell, Rob Dauxa, Mike Del Pilar, Frank DeToma, Mary Frascone, Joseph Hunt, Veronica Jones, Eric Kurz, Ann Curley, Adam Munt, Ryan Nastancina, Martina O'Reilly, Patricia Payon, Frank Pipolo, Donna Stonis, Annette Telefor, Stephen Trevisani, Maylin Vasquez Valverde, Joseph Vogel, and Dr. Shamva Wright Shingler. I usually close by attempting to offer some form of inspirational messaging. I do know that it's not easy to inspire or motivate during this difficult time. But the need to inspire and motivate is greater now more than ever, so feel free to listen if you choose. Considering our current circumstances, continue to be safe. Safety contributes to health. The hard work and sacrifices that you made to graduate were not just for you. They were also for your families, to access some stability and a future that is more secure for your loved ones. If your health is compromised, it will affect the lives of those around you. So please, as inconvenient as this may be, continue to implement positive health and safety protocols. Your family and friends need you. Secondly, the pandemic has not only affected our lives in terms of health and safety, but has also changed the landscape of employment. I stood here last year at this time, in the middle of a pandemic, unsure and ambiguous about the future landscape of employment and careers. I stand here now, still in a pandemic, but with maybe a little bit more insight. Employment has changed drastically over the course of the last year and a half. Employers are experiencing staff shortages as families have had to make sacrifices in ways that they didn't prior to the pandemic. These shortages are affecting employers in a profoundly negative way. These same employers are also reaching out to Rockland BOCES for assistance. So as bad as this predicament is for the employers, it does present an opportunity for the future workforce of Rockland County that could be cross-beneficial for both the employers and yourselves. You now have the ability to search, target, and negotiate employment in ways that you were not able to prior to the pandemic. We say that there's a silver lining in everything, so here's yours. Employers need a stable workforce to remain whole. Use this opportunity to leverage your talent, skill set, and marketability to put yourself in a position to access the best employment opportunities that are out there. And we here at Rockland BOCES and Rockland Works are here to assist you in every step of the way. That said, we are going to end on this note. Please know that Rockland BOCES is thinking of you and your families. Come back and visit us. Our building in Nyack is open 6 days a week, and we have plenty of employment and training services still available for you during this difficult time. Congratulations on your amazing accomplishment. Stay true, stay positive, and embrace everything life has to offer. Have a wonderful day, and thank you for letting Rockland BOCES have the honor of serving you. Thank you.